Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be covering the hairstyle sported by Elvis in the movie Jailhouse Rock. So I'm just going to run over quickly what products you need, what tools you need, and any other little bits. So first off, we're going to talk about products. This is going to be a very important one. This is made by Got2b. It's their argan oil, and it's excellent for just taming the hair, giving it a really good shine, and the purpose of it is to act as a protectant for the hair and scalp while we use a hairdryer. So that's going to be going on first. Then we've got, once again, Schwarzkopf's Got2b mousse. This is my favourite mousse at the moment. I just think it's brilliant. It really works for my purpose. Then we've got a new hairspray that I've been trying out. It's L'Oreal Elmet's hairspray, but this one is the extra strength, and this one now contains argan oil. I wanted to try this because obviously I'd seen the good shine that the Got2b had given me, so I thought try it in the hairspray and it'll stop it from drying my hair out. So those are the products that I'm going to be using. Tools, as per usual, I'm going to be using a comb. I might switch to a rat tail just for a bit of detail. I'm going to be using a Denman vent brush and possibly using this rubber afro pick, but I don't know whether I'll need it or not, so I may be using that. And then, as I mentioned, we're going to be using a hairdryer. This is very important for this hairstyle, especially if your hair is not thick and wavy. My hair is quite fine, but I've got a lot of it. I've got very much the same hair qualities that Elvis had. So just for a little bit of background, I'm just going to illustrate my point with these crudely printed pictures. Right, so that's what you used to see in my regular Elvis pomp. Okay, so everyone knows what that looks like. Then when we come on to the Jailhouse Rock version, you can see it's a lot more wavy. There's splits in it. It doesn't look as clean looking, as precise. There's a lot of volume, as you can see, really high. Sides are taken in slightly. Same length, but they almost swell out a little bit at the top, just to blend in with the top. And the side view looks very similar to the normal swirling around, but the parting, which would be a bit there, is very discreet, very, very discreet. It's almost like they've swirled it up with the front, and you can see it's quite dishevelled and quite loose in the front. So first off, I just got out the shower, so I'm going to get all these drips off my face because they're doing my head in. Right, so first things first, I'm going to take the argan oil, and literally that's all you want is, if I can get it, come on camera, literally that much. There's barely anything. Any more than that and it's going to make your hair really greasy and hard to work with. So just as you would when you're applying a pomade, get it all over, massage it into the hair and scalp. And like I said, this acts as a heat protectant against the hairdryer. So dry your hands. Then next, I'm just going to run the brush through it. Just slick it all back. Quite simple. Okay, so now I'm going to take the mousse. Maybe I should have chuck it up first. That's one thing I forgot to mention, make sure you shake it before, unlike I did. So otherwise it'll end up a big foamy mess. So we try that again. That's better. So I'm not taking a lot, just a palm size amount. Rub it into the hands and straight into the hair. And once again, like a pomade, all directions. Okay, So I'm just going to run a comb through that quickly just to distribute it evenly. Okay, so in combination with the argan oil and the mousse has made my hair pretty wet now. So what we're going to need to do now is take the hairdryer and I'll explain what shape you're going to blow dry it. Excuse me. So with this is where it differs from the way we did it in the last video. If you haven't seen that video, link in description to the previous video where I explained how to use the mousse and hairspray together. We're not going to be doing a typical swirl like we usually do. We're actually going to start drying our hair into an elephant's trunk sort of shape, into a jelly roll, and that will become more apparent why we're doing that after it's dry. So I'm just going to start doing that, and what you're going to want to do is blow dry up like this and twist the brush. You can do this with a round brush as well, a barrel brush. You can use one of those as well. Just twist it into shape. Try and get a little bit of volume in the front, and I'll stop and explain as I'm going. So with the right hand side of your head, you want to do that less, only because it'll make it harder to style afterwards. So you kind of want to twist it in but back at the same time, so you're doing this almost, twisting it in and round. So you're going to want to do that side, but keep doing that side. Start bringing that in, getting some volume, and all the way across the back. Okay, let me just give it a feel. You want it a little bit damp, don't want it completely dry yet because it's going to make it harder for the next step. So that's all the blow drying done, and if I comb it, you can see it goes into the rough shape of a jelly roll. Not that side so much because of the way I blow dried it, but this side it curls in nicely. So what we're going to do now, just take your brush actually and just tip your hair back slightly, brush it all to the rear. That's it. Okay, so what it creates in your hair, it's a really good wave all the way through with bits coming forward. So what this is going to do now, excuse me, what we are going to do now is just comb it like you would on this side. You want to go from about the middle of your hairline. Just comb it like you would into normal swirl, but without doing a part. Just blend the side up at the back and let that come in. So you can see it looks really big and forward. So this is starting to split a little bit. So what you're going to do then, from that point where you start doing that, you're going to go the opposite way and bring it to the rear. Okay, so it's going to come round, this is going to come up, and that's going to come up the back. So let me just put into the regular Elvis for a second, and then I can pick my place. Okay. So then this will want to split, because I've got a cowlick there, I've got a cowlick there, so my hair wants to split. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to take my comb and I'm just going to wet it with the water. Just let that water soak in a bit, and it'll help me form the shape and keep it there just before we spray it. And you want it really wavy in the front. You can see it doesn't have to be neat. That's the key thing with this hairstyle. You don't want it to be neat like we do with the regular Elvis pomp. You want it to look a little bit messy, so really you could use a brush, just fill it with the texture, brush them that way. You can see it looks a bit more disheveled and it's not as neat. It's got a trick here. Okay, it's starting to form some shape now, to where I'm happy with it. What you can do is dig the comb in, bring the back forward in like that. So if you can see what I'm doing, I'm bringing it in, pushing it back forward to mess it up. Just makes it really wavy and messy, which is what you want. Okay, so just gonna blend that back in a little bit, not too much, because you, like I said, you want it to look a little bit unruly. Right, so what I'm gonna do now is just put a bit of hairspray on my comb. I've seen quite a few people use this method and it seems to work. It doesn't have to be a lot. So I'll put some on. So comb and swirl in. It's really about trial and error. You won't get it perfect first time. Like I said, this hairstyle, although Elvis's hair was fine, so much easier to do when you've got wavy, really wavy thick hair. It's just so much easier for yourself. So you want it to split there and come round like we've done. So that should come round there, and then you can bring it forward slightly. So that's your basic shape of the Jailhouse Rock hairstyle. So I'm going to flip around now and I'm going to show you the back, because once again we're going to be doing something different. So usually, just take my handheld mirror, usually we comb it into a DA, just like that. Very messy DA you might add. But with the Jailhouse Rock hairstyle, just want to comb the back straight down. And you can see by here, there's like a massive gap. You can see where the sides come from horizontal and the back is coming vertically. So that you want to leave it, and you don't have to like try and blend the back in neatly. You just want it to look a bit messy and unruly. So this is the side profile. Mess it up a little bit. As you can see, it's really forward and round, and then we got the other side, and you can see the top there. That doesn't matter with this because it's quite a messy looking hairstyle anyway. So you want it to split in the front there, really. If I just show you the photograph again, so you can see. You can see it's just split in right there, sort of in the middle. And this side here is the left hand side, because it's really wavy, but it doesn't stay flat. What I think they must have done is cut his hair quite short all over the top, and then it's almost create like, I don't know, like an afro effect, if you will, where it's really voluminous and short, but it just stays in place and looks neat, it looks thick, it looks really thick. And then the right side is swirling up and walking in. So as you can see, that is the parted side, which you can see is very similar. Let's just show you that for comparison. It's very similar. So that's basically what you want to shoot for. And once you're done with that, I put the hairspray on the comb. So what you can actually do now is just lacquer it up, finish it off. Obviously you can make finishing touches as you go in. Like me now, I'll probably just comb that up, mess it up a little bit, swirl it round, that's better. And just come up. I've kind of gone back into my normal hair because of the way it's trained. Well, it's something like that. That's probably as close as I'm gonna get it. But you want to aim for something like that, where there's a little bit of a gap. It doesn't have to look perfect. So I hope that was helpful for all of you that requested it. I know there were quite a few of you, so thank you for your recommendation for me to do the video. It was on the list, but gave me a bit of a kick up the backside to get it done. So I hope you enjoyed the video, so thank you once again for watching.